I have seen someone throw up behind the sight screen for eating
Oh, no.
tea, so be warned.
I think he got run out 6 times, mankaded 6 times, I think.
Was it Lucyknow? I can't think of the...
Hello and welcome to the Cricket Casuals podcast. My name is Adam. I'm here with Aidan, John and Mutz, and we're here today to talk to you about our casual cricket lives. First of all, let's do a roundup of how we've all got on this weekend. Aidan, how have you got on this weekend?
Well, I played my first game yesterday after a bit of a rainy one last week. Bowled some awful offies, but somehow picked up a twofer, which is incredible for me.
That sounds like my sort of bowling.
It was unbelievable because we walked into the change room and it's like, right, who we got bowling? I think we only have 4 bowlers and it was a 40-over game. And to be fair to the actual bowlers, they kept them quiet. And I think there's about 10 overs to go and they're on 140. They ended up on 230. So, so I had 3 of those overs. Mopped up the tail though. Mopped up the tail, lovely.
That's the long handle guys came in there then.
Yeah, and then I shelled one as well. I thought I missed training in the week because I was ill, and then I thought, I haven't actually caught a ball outside yet. And the first one that's come to me, some bloke's tried to boom one over cover. It's gone straight up in the air. It's kind of dropped near point. I'm at cover. All I hear is someone put a name on it. There was no name on it. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go for this, aren't I? Literally last second goes right in the sun. And you're looking round for someone to blame. Point's just looking at me, just like, you're an idiot. And he had to move 1 step to his right. And I've run about like 20 steps to my left. And he's just looking at me. I'm covered in mud. Got my nice woolly jumper all muddy. I was going to fume, but friendly, so I thought,
all right,
better not. Don't worry, I got a dolly later, so I was laughing myself.
I thought you were a specialist fielder as well.
Yeah,
that's right. Last year, yeah.
Only in league games, not in friendlies.
Yeah, don't count. If you don't do well in I mean, I only got 2 with the bat as well, so I won't be counting.
I was waiting to find out what you got with the bat.
Yeah, didn't go well. Every batsman knows you need to have a good excuse, and the wicket was awful. That's what I'm going to. We didn't bat first. We gave them the toss basically because they're away side. They came in and said, we've got a really strong side. We'll have a bat. We'll put some runs on the board. And fair play, they did. And it looked all right. Like the wicket looked decent. And just as the day went on, it just got slower and lower. And you boys obviously see my stuff. You know I get out LBW a lot. There was one.
I'm ready. Already.
Yeah, there was one half tracker, and I've obviously rocked back to pull it. And I'm like, where the hell's that gone? And it literally p-rolled onto my ankle. Big LBW shout gone up, and thank God it was our umpire. And he was just like, not out. And I was like, cheers, thank you. Because I think I was on for a duck there, and I was like, no, but then ended up getting a short ball that actually did pop up and just mistimed it and clothed it to bloody square leg, who just went, thank you very much, cheers. I was on my way.
How'd you get on, Mutz? Did you play?
No.
End of that. Cheers, thanks for watching.
No, I didn't play. I wanted to make a video out of it, but I couldn't think about what to make the video from. Yesterday, I was walking down Oxford Street in London, and it was like 18, 19 degrees shopping. I have to get, and I couldn't believe that I'm not playing cricket. And then today, beautiful day, another beautiful day. Called off yesterday because we didn't have enough on Monday, so we had to call it off. It was out in Kent against Loxbottom. Sorry, Loxbottom. And then Sunday, we had a league game we had a friendly against Highgate. And they called it off on Friday. So yeah, no cricket for us.
That's good.
It's the way it is, isn't it?
April showers.
Like you say, when you've been called off, it is always like the nicest weather, isn't it? And you're like, could have played.
Did you get your white coat out this week, John?
I did. Yes, I did today actually. Sunday. It was a bit dubious whether we were going to play or not because it had been. I was actually with a colleague today, which is good, not always. So, anybody out there, make sure you get your umpire course done. We need more umpires. Anyway, beside the point. Yeah, it was a bit dubious because the colleague I was with, it was at the same place yesterday, and they can't. Well, they ended up having to come off altogether because they had an absolute downpour, and the ground where we played slightly struggles to get to dry out, especially if there'd been any overnight rain. But actually, there was a few damp areas, but we got the game on. Played the full game in the end virtually. It was Netherlands Sleaford. Sleaford won the toss and batted first. No, fielded first. Sorry, I will get this right. And they restricted Netherlands 112. So it doesn't sound a lot, but it's a slow outfield. Not the easiest to score on. The pitch is still better than the one umpired on a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, it was not a bad score for this time of the year. It's pretty much sort of line and length bowling, and it's difficult to get away if you set the field right. You have to sort of take a risk sometimes. But it was some good cricket, I think, overall. And then Sleaford came out to bat, and they lost a wicket in like nearly the first over. So that was they put them right on the back foot. And then I think they got to 40 odd for 2, and then at drinks they were 59 for 2. So they steadied the ship, and then all of a sudden they came out after drinks, and they like hit 40 off like 10 overs or something, less than that, about 8 overs. It was ridiculous, and they thought, they're just going to cruise it with like 2 down, and ended up they lost 5. It got to 100, and they lost 5 wickets for 11 runs. It was mad, and I've seen one of the best caught on bowls I've ever seen today. I kid you not. Youngish lad, well, I think he's about 16, 17, leg spinner, bangs it in, trying to do a Shane Warne where, like a short ball, just out of a little bit of just trying something. Batter tries to pull it, spoons up, and he was just on his back foot. He didn't even really attempt it straight away. Leapt forward and then caught it that far off the ground, and then did a forward roll, and then was in shock that he took it. Honestly, best catch I've ever seen. Yeah, they ended up being 7 down, and they did just win it. So Sleaford, but it was a proper weird game. It felt like they were just going to cruise to the win, and then they just collapsed it from out of nowhere. But one batter just carried them home, so he got 35-ish to win them it for it. So, but he got dropped early on about 2 or 3 with an absolute dolly.
Always the way. Always the way.
Absolute dolly, and he ended up with the one who's won it for him. So, yeah. But yeah, it was good to be out there again. And I'm not umpiring for a couple of weeks because I fly away to Spain for a little bit.
Like it. How many victims did you get, John? That's what I'm.
There was no LBW. There was a couple of LBW shouts, but I only actually gave a couple of caught behinds. But they were the batters walked virtually, so there was no. I'm sneaking it and waiting. It was clear, obvious.
Nice, easy ones.
Yeah. No contentious. But yeah, it was good. Like I said, I always like getting out there and just getting early season, getting a decent game in there. Never really any contentious stuff from because it's always a good group. I know most of the players because I've either played against them or umpired their games like last year or already this year, and it's good cricket, good honest cricket, shall we say? Done in the right spirit on a Sunday. So
that is very good.
As an umpire, do you sort of because when you bowl, obviously every ball you want to take a wicket, and you have that sort of expectation that something's going to happen. As an umpire, with every ball, you sort of hoping that it sort of hits a pad or hoping that there's like a little edge.
Not really.
Are you completely impartial though? Because if I was umpire, I think like every ball I'd want something to happen, so I had to do something.
I like to just. One of the things I was always told when I was on my course is you've got the best seat in the house to watch cricket. It's the best seat in the house. You are impartial. I'm 100% impartial. Even if I do a game where we've got no umpires when I'm playing, I will be impartial. If one of our batters thinks is out, I'm going to give it. I really don't care what my teammate says. If I think they're out, I'm going to do it as if I'm umpiring. So I'm going to give them. And if some of them watch this now and they see it and they're going to go, right, they're not going to get anywhere near it now. But yes, I will still give it. I don't want anything to happen all the time, but sometimes some games do. I mean, I did one last year and the game was done in an hour. So
happy day. Quick game's a good game.
And then some money on the side. No, I'm like, so don't do it for the money. But it's nice.
We had a game last year, and it was a terrible pitch. Like I can't remember what the team was called. But it was a team that hadn't played on this pitch for like 5-6 years. They'd like played at an away ground, and they were trying to get like the pitch back. It was at a 45-degree angle, the field in Barnsley, and they'd sort of level off the square. So like one end of the square was like a 10-foot drop. Like we sort of stood a guy before the game even started. We sort of stood a guy down at third man and stood at where he'd be ball, and you couldn't see the guy. Like, it was over his head. But like it rained. Like they'd not had any covers. Like the groundsman spent about 3 hours trying to get a steamroller, which looked like it was straight out of the 1800s started because it had all like weeds growing out of it. And captain was like, "Come on, we're not playing." You know. It's pissing it down. You know, there's no chance of a game here. But the umpires refused to call it because the teas were really good and the cakes looked good on the table.
Don't talk to me about teas.
So we all had to stay there in a shed in the pouring rain, just like knowing that it wasn't going to happen because we had to wait for like the requisite 2 hours until they could actually call it so they could have tea.
I respect that massively. Like, if you're somewhere where you know it's like a good change room or you've got a good setup for like if it's gonna rain, you don't mind spending a couple of hours there. That is perfectly fine by me, where I can put my feet up, have some food. If you get a decent tea, makes it all worth.
Talking of tea, sorry, do all your leagues still do teas?
Yeah.
No, not well, half and half. So in COVID, they kind of obviously all got scrapped, didn't it? So it was.
Yeah. This is why I'm asking because I obviously started doing umpiring last year, and they weren't doing teas, and I thought, all right, it might come back next year because it's still a bit with the COVID stuff and all that. I thought it'd come back this. No, we're still not doing it. I'm like
Really?
the 1 year when I'm doing umpiring.
Yeah.
It's just I've built up to this time that I can umpire and I could tuck in at tea, and we're not doing them now. I'm like, you're like the first in the queue. You're like. They always let the umpires go first. That was my chance to absolutely tuck in. And now I can't.
That's a shame.
I have to
It's not the same with
lunch.
Tesco. It's not the same with Tesco meal deal, is it?
It's not. It's really not.
Don't, because if your club offers like a good tea, I think you get massively respected. But if you do a shocking tea, then people don't like you.
This is my point. Woodall was always a good tea. I know I'm not gonna umpire at Woodall anytime soon because I'm still a part of the club, because I'm not allowed to do that. But there's some other places that were really good, and I'm like, Anyway, sorry, that's a little rant.
No, that's fine. But
I think it's a fair rant, isn't it, about tea?
Yeah.
One of the big misses, we don't get many teas, very, very rarely now. Maybe 2 out of 10 games or something. But they're never as nice as the teas that we used to get out when I played in Dorset in London. The teas you get here. But yeah, the umpire, poor old umpire. I feel for you, mate. You're always first in the queue.
First in the queue, I get a select of everything, and I could have absolutely tucked in. I had a little snooze during the second innings because I'll be like, yeah, off you pop. But there we go. No, it's. I understand why they don't do them, and it's the cost of the food and everything now. But it's still it hurt me. It hurt me.
Yeah, it's just not cricket, is it? It's a big change, you know. I mean, yeah, it's a big change because the cricket is about a lot about teas and it was definitely something that you talked about before the game was whether it was you're going to get a good tea at where you were going or not, and it helped. It definitely helped with availability. Always, I've always thought it does anyway.
Yeah,
and when you're chasing leather in the field for 45 overs, 50 overs, you know you've got a banging tea coming.
Yeah. What do you prefer if you know it's going to be a good tea? regardless of what happens at the toss. If you win the toss, regardless of the state of the pitch, are you fielding first if you know the tee's good?
See me when I was used to be an opening bowler, so I'm now an off spinner. But so my thought is, let's bowl first, and then I can tuck in again because
That's what I mean.
I bat at 10 or 11. But most of the time, because of where I play, Woodall was always a good batting track. So if our team won the toss, we're sticking the pads on, and then we're batting. So I'll have to take it a bit easy at tee.
Yeah,
which
that's
is,
what
again,
I mean.
just as bad as not having tees now.
I think there's probably a lot of people who would think tea's good here. I don't fancy running around. I'd rather fill my boots at the dinner table, and we'll field first regardless of how good the batting track is.
Yeah,
You've got a proper tee over there, then, yeah.
Oh, we did. We don't now because we don't do them, but it used to be brilliant. Because used to, depending on who did it as well, and depending on some actually varied it depending on the weather. So if it was still playable but it was cold, some would do like jacket potatoes with some chili or different bits of some nice hot food that you can have in the middle of the game. Not just your run of the mill sandwiches or stuff. Some even did like lasagnas and pasta and don't.
Oh yeah. If there's a Bain Marie involved, you're gonna have a good time.
It was just a brilliant time. And then if it was hotter, then obviously they would change it to be a bit lighter and a bit it's just go on, you get me all emotional.
Yeah. I tell you what, bowlers have it easy because, like you were saying, if you got an option of, if you went out and batted like second or whatever, you could go and take go and sit down, put your feet up, tuck in or whatever. But I take it, where's everyone bat? So John's tail enders.
Hang on. At the moment, have you not seen my latest batting video? I'm going higher up now.
Why do you want to when you could? Well, I suppose you don't get tees, so you might.
Don't get
well.
tees. So,
No,
anyway, sorry.
I'm tucking in at tee because I know I have. By the time I get out to bat, the game's probably done, or as near as damn it. So I've got time for it to settle. There's not going to be that much riding on me by the time I get out there. So it's easy for me to say, but as an opening batter, I imagine it would be quite frustrating as well.
Yeah. See, I open the batting, so I know that if I'm going out there, one, I can't hit boundaries, so I've got to run a lot of singles, and I don't want to be full of tea. But then even if we do bat first, I have to go out because I'm one of the younger ones. I've got to then run round in the field chasing everything for all the other lads who are over 40. Yeah. So I'm chasing after, so I can't be full then. So I never really get to enjoy it properly. I might tuck a little nice things and put them in the changing room for when I get out in the second over or something. But that's the problem. It's everyone eats it all at tea, so I'm there worrying about I need to get out there and bat or whatever. But bowlers, you have it easy.
I've never ever thought about how much not to eat at tea. Whether I'm batting at 1, 2, 6, 8. If I'm enjoying it, I'll eat it.
I respect that.
I have noticed people that don't eat so much because they go I'm just
I have seen someone throw up behind the sight screen for eating tea, so be warned. I think we should talk about what kind of videos we put out this week, and like I said, John's test bowler filter.
That was good,
brilliant,
yeah. How did you put that together?
Well, I've got to be honest. Wisdom sort of gave me the idea to think of looking into it. So I looked into it and I thought, right, so you need to download a program called, I think it's TikTok. I can't remember what it's called now. It's Effect House, I think it's called. Effects House. I can't remember the actual program, but they've got their own effects software. And then I thought, well, this looks, honestly, I thought there was just going to be a template that I can use, there's a bracket one. It wasn't as easy as that. So I ended up Googling it further. I went into, obviously, YouTube and Google. And YouTube, there's a person who's actually made a template for it. So you can just download the template, import it into that Effects House software, and then I just downloaded a load of pictures with the right format for it. So that's why some are ODI kits and not test kits, because they were the right format. And I wasn't spending forever in a day converting. No. Not a
No,
chance.
look,
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
So I put them all into the right sections. There might be a point where you get. I did it once where I got double. I think I got double Trent Bolt either side. And I thought,
Terrifying.
so it might not be quite right at the moment, but it will a bit of tweaking maybe over the time, or maybe make a different one for say spinners or overall legends or whatever. I could probably make a few over time, but I've got the basic concept of it now. And I just want to see how many people can use it or want to use it and do it, because the wisdom one was really popular, and even me, I saw it quite early, so I think I was quite fortunate. I've got 2 videos that did pretty well on it, so and it's always a bit controversial. Somebody's not going to like your opinion on who's who and who you pick.
I think you got like English bias on yours.
I got a very English bias, the first one.
Just because the Australians are salty that we're so bloody good at Test cricket. That's why.
I know. And Bazball just had to win it because Harry Brook has just been
who was it? Was
sensational.
Like Brook, Root, Bairstow, Pope. I think Stokesy was in there. Yeah. They're beating everyone, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they are. I had to. So
I don't mind with the fast bowler one. I couldn't mind. I just can't get past Jimmy whenever he comes up. It just.
Well,
I mean,
I posted mine today,
bowler,
and
you're not getting past Jimmy. So
you shouldn't do, no.
Well, unless you're Mutz, who binned him off for a 3D, which is
Do you want to? I could argue about it all day long. Yeah.
We've only got
I think definitely a toss up between the two of them.
I mean, let's have it right. Come on, Jimmy's the best. He is really good longevity wise, and because he's been going for so long, and he's become what's it called? I don't know, some sort of god or whatever you want to call him, because he's been doing it for so long. And the last couple of years, I mean, he smashed it. His average or whatever. But I mean, England really do look after him. But I mean, when you look at it, you're all talking from your hearts, aren't you? That Jimmy's the best bowler. Is he actually the best bowler in the world? Is he the number one?
That's why he's so good.
Bowler.
He's 40 years old and he's still one of the best bowlers out there. Like, I'd have him in any test side. I'm picking him as my first bowler.
But you said it because he is good because of for that long and because he's done all of that. But England weren't picking him; they were picking Ollie Robinson ahead of Anderson up to last year. So I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was points in Test matches over the last couple of years where Jimmy was not picked and he wasn't the first person on the team sheet.
But I think that's for them thinking they have to have one eye on the future, because Jimmy and Broady are not going to be around in 5 years, are they? Well,
that was near the end of Root's tenure, though, wasn't it? Soon as Stokes came in, Jimmy and Broady were back in it straight away, because he knew, or he feels that they're the best for what it is. So
it tells you a lot about Test cricket as well, doesn't it? That nous and playing the game for a number of years is kind of taken what the differences are between people having the knowledge rather than raw aggression, pace, whatever, which is what used to happen, where you just get some bowler that was bowling 95 miles per hour without the control of Jimmy or Broady and getting wickets because he scared people. Yeah. Whereas now, because fast bowlers are managed or whatever, especially by the bigger Test nations, they're managed, aren't they? So you don't get that raw, put them through the paces unless you're Jofra Archer, which I think I've talked about it before. Terrible what happened to him. That spell that was given to him. Was it you Australia, wasn't it? It was terrible how that. He was just worked. And you were thinking, okay, he's going to break down. You're not doing this to a young bowler. But Jimmy, and I really do mean it. They've managed it. It's just like the perfect management of a cricket fast bowler. Oh. Everyone knows fast bowling is like a graveyard. Your bones, your legs. It's incredible what fast bowlers have to go through.
I know. I do feel for myself as well when I used to.
Lost a few. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say.
Lost a few kilometres on the old gun, have you, John?
That's a nicer way of
I never had it.
What I was going to say.
I'm not going to. For bowling at the weekend was the first time, and I'm like, a properish game that I bowled off spin. I used to bowl seam. I bowled seam last year, and I literally just bowl as quick, like pace wise, off spin that I did bowling seam. And I was like, this is so much easier just coming in off 3 steps rather
I
than
bowl spin now.
17
It's
I'd
like
go
2
up.
steps and I'm done.
Yeah, excellent. And usually what they say, shit takes wickets. So
he got me 18 wickets last year, so
it's my specialty. Just pies, tricking pies, proper northerner.
I think that's our first tip for the pod, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't be charging in bowling pace, boys, and girls.
Don't do it to yourself. Yeah.
Just bowl spin. Just
100% it works. Yeah,
it's easier
pies
on the
definitely
keepers as well. They most of the time it's easier for them to take.
Yeah.
And then they've all they've got to do is take the stumps off when the batter tries to smack you out the ground and they dance past it.
But on the flip side of that, do we prefer facing spin or pace as batters?
Oh, spin, because I can't see it otherwise.
I don't know.
Everyone else, I prefer pace on, to be honest. Just
I
because
don't think I'm good enough to have a preference.
To be fair, I think that's about right for me as well.
I don't think I'd be just as uncomfortable with all of them, to be honest. But like the Feed Buddy Pro thing, that has a spin setting, and I was curious about this because I wasn't sure how it'd actually work. But it's 2 wheels, like a traditional bowling machine, and you can change the sort of speed of them. So you turn one to high speed, one to low speed, and that generates that sort of sideways movement. And I have had it firing onto like the patio, and it does turn a bit, especially the Feed Buddy balls. Especially, it does grip a bit and turn a bit.
Yeah.
And it is interesting how they've got that. So hopefully, if I do that, I'll be a bit more comfortable facing spin. But I mean, I'd just be happy to be there long enough to form an opinion. To be honest,
I mean, Sunday league cricket, I can face most sort of pace when I'm over out there. It's just most time I think I can just whack it, and I wouldn't say I get LBW. I get bowled more than I get LBW because I get my front leg out of the way.
You can see that in your videos. You've got a big old gate there, haven't you?
Oh yeah, it's a rusty old gate as well. But
you got good balance though. I'll tell you that. I thought you had good balance, better balance than me. I thought.
We're getting there. I just haven't had a chance to, because of how my work goes, and I can't get down to nets. And by the moment the sun's going down, by the time I'm hopefully in a few more weeks, and after I come back from holiday, I'll be able to get to nets and still have a chance to get a bat at the moment when the outdoor stuff. So. Yeah.
I'm not sure once you get past a certain age whether you can get any better.
Oh no, I can get better. Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm asking myself at the moment. Can I get any better? Then so yeah, because I don't normally go to the nets, but I tried the nets this year. I've been to 6, but I haven't had a bat really this season. So let's see. The problem was going to the nets was you got more likelihood of getting injured. And honestly, yeah. So normally I just rest through the winter, let my body recover, and then but this year my knee is giving me trouble. Right. So it's just see if I can get through the first month of the season. Hopefully we'll get some cricket. If it's
what you're saying, Mutz, is you and Jimmy on the same recovery plan where you've been rested.
Been looked after.
Big game players.
Does he talk about it on his podcast? I should listen.
I know.
In the ice bath with Mutz.
I don't mind either. Anyway, as long as I can try and whack it, and I might be able to score a few runs. Obviously, I didn't face a single ball last year, so I'm hardly one to talk, and I just want to face a ball this year. That'll be perfect for me if I can face a ball and maybe score a run and raise some money for runs for research because I'm taking part in that this year. So
yeah, good man. That's where you get run out non-strikers end, isn't it?
Oh, don't.
You've jinxed it now.
What do you mean? Actually hit back by the other batter, or do you mean somebody actually tries a mankad?
Are we allowed to call it a mankad anymore?
I'd rather not call it that, but there we go. It's what's more commonly known.
What's in the laws? What's in the laws?
It's called run out of the non-striker's end. They don't call it mankad anymore.
It's a long name, innit? Run out at the striker's end.
Well, it is, yeah. That's why people do shorten it, but it's.
What's the anagram of that? run out.
Runs or whatever it is, isn't it?
Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's this season, especially when I've umpired, I will mention it to both captains when I've been with a colleague, and both have said so far this year. Both games have said if it happens, they'll they'll take back the appeal, should we say? But it's a sticky situation. Maybe this is not the first podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not in the first one to discuss it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
don't know about that. I
all
think if
for
you-
giving it if you get a warning, because there's some dopey people out there who
Yeah.
walk
I
out
think
the
if
crease,
you've
but they
warned
don't
them, yeah.
mean it. But if they consistently, because you're gaining an advantage, aren't you? If it's like you're gonna steal a single, if it keeps on happening, well within your rights to take the bails off and send them on the way. But I think the first time it should always be a little warning, or
I think that's something that's been my. I will say this: my whole concept of it has changed. I always used to think it's an unsportsman thing, and it shouldn't be done. But being an umpire and seeing it and go, because as an umpire, you're there to facilitate the game and go by the laws of cricket. Laws, by the way, not rules. Laws. Anyway.
That's the
I had
first
to
bit
get
of
it in
merch,
there.
innit? Laws, not rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, get it printed. And my philosophy is changing it. If for that concept is, I will, if somebody does it and they're willing to go for an appeal and they are out and they've not gone past the point where they should have released it, all that jazz, then I will give it. It's as simple as that. If the captains want to take it back, that's up to them. So
we had
that's
it this
mine.
week. We had a Mankad this week.
Yeah.
It was on my live. I didn't get the actual bit where the batsman was just walking out, but the Mankad happened. He was wandering out of his crease, I think, just concentrating on the game, didn't have a clue what was going on, wasn't thinking about the Mankad. And he'd done it a few times, so the bowler took the bails off. And I was umpiring, obviously I'm doing a live, but I'm umpiring as well. So he's appealed, I've given it out. The kids walked off. And then halfway down, the wicket keeper, who looked like he'd played more cricket than everyone else, who was in whites and all that, he called him back, said, "Look, lads, we should call him back." So they called him back. And then the next ball, he wandered out again. He was wandering out again, and the bowler, by all rights, should have taken the bails off, but he didn't. But after that, the batter got the message.
Yeah,
Like
It took him long enough by the sounds of it.
It was one of those that I was like, do you know what? If you give him out, Look, he's walked once. You've given him a chance once, and he's doing it again. Just give him out, man.
as soon as
lesson.
people get given out for it, they're never going to do it again, are they?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Really, you got to learn somehow.
We played an indoor game last year, and it's weirder rules there. But to our old captain, I think he got run out 6 times, mankaded 6 times, I think, in the game. Literally, he lost, and it was like you -5 every time. And he's just like, and he was so het up with, well, it's not cricket. And I'm like, you're losing 5 runs with, well, it's not cricket every time. But that was, separate rules. Yeah, I won't say his name, but there you go. You know who you are.
He won't be watching.
It's one of those though. A lot of
He
it
will.
is a lot of the stigma with it goes with people when it used to be in the spirit of cricket, and now it's not. I don't know. It's one of them. If somebody does it in a game that I'm there,
it's
I
all
will
about
give it.
It's all about that romanticism and of cricket and the rules, the laws, and whatever. But when it boils down to it, and if you're playing competition and that, and obviously I thought about this at length for years, it's cheating. It's you're gaining a yard. You're being deceitful. So there is a consequence of that. It's just because it's cricket, the gentlemanly, whatever, the romance, which I like. I like that, all the conventions and all that.
But surely the spirit of cricket is playing it fairly within the rules. That's the laws. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, but if you're being deceitful, is that within the laws? Because
that's what I mean. It's like if you are stealing that yard, that there's the argument that that's not within the spirit of cricket, is it? That's like intentionally or not. I've no doubt that it's not. Most people who encounter Mankad, it's not they're doing it on purpose, but
they're just being lazy and not concentrating, aren't they?
It's like being offside in football. It's like you get penalised for that. A lot of people
front foot no balls.
Yeah,
so, you gain an extra yard. Right then, boys. So every week we're going to do a quiz. Whoever loses the quiz has to come up with the quiz for the following podcast. No. This week, obviously, it's our first one. So I've come up with a question. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I want you to name as many IPL franchises that have been in existence. So there's 15 altogether. I think there's 10 this season.
Do you want both names?
Like full names. Full name. So what I'm going to do after 30 seconds, I'll start with John. He'll give me one name.
God, I get one.
Then Adam, and we'll just go around until someone can't answer it.
Do you get half a point if you get the first name or the front of the name?
Oh wow! Seems it's just locations in India. No, full names, please. Full names.
What about colour? Like if you get their kit colour.
They're in a yellow kit.
Who plays for them?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So I'll give you 30 seconds. If you're listening.
So is it going for me to then?
Right. So I'll give you 30 seconds to think about it, and everyone at home can kind of play along as well. There's 15 IPL teams that have been in existence since its inception. Okay. So I'll give you starting clock now, and you can think about it. Everyone at home can pause it. You carry on, and then at the end of 30 seconds, John, you're going to give me a name.
Yeah, I'm going to struggle, but there we go.
I have started the timer, by the way, boys. You've got 20 seconds.
That's fine.
What does a winner
get? I've got to say one.
Not yet.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right.
I'm just giving you a chance to write them down. Just write.
I'm not writing nothing down. I'm going with it. I'm going straight off the dome.
Yeah, I'm freestyling.
5 seconds.
I'm getting ready to write the quiz for next time.
4.
Oh God, 3, mate, living it large.
2, 1. Right. Are we ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
John, you're going to kick us off.
Mumbai Indians.
Excellent start. Mutz.
Rajasthan Royals.
Good man.
Damn it.
Adam.
Delhi Capitals.
Delhi
Capitals.
Oh no, I've already gone blank.
That is Delhi Capitals or Delhi Daredevils.
Does that count as 2? I thought I was going to count as 2. I was saying
they've been renamed.
You're changing the rules, mate. You're moving the goalposts, Aidan.
Sorry, mate.
You're setting the scene here. Like you moved the goalposts. Delhi Daredevils was my back reserve.
Jeez.
All right, then.
Give it away. So Delhi Capitals or
Chennai Super Kings.
Chennai Super Kings. Yeah.
I hope that was right.
Back to Mutz. Please don't say Delhi Daredevils.
Calcutta Knight Riders. Kolkata Knight Riders. Come on.
Gujarat Titans.
And this is where you're going to hate me, because there is another team that's very similar to that who haven't been renamed. They're a completely different franchise. But anyway, that could give it away. Back to John.
Oh no, my brain's gone now.
I will give you a clue. There's 4 from this year that haven't been said yet.
That doesn't help me. I really don't know the IPL. I'm really bad because I don't watch it. Was it Lucky Now? I can't think of the.
Lucky Now. That's so close.
I don't watch the IPL.
I think that's fair enough. I reckon, like, Lucky Now, give it to
So, shall I give you 1 clue each for this round?
No, I know. Oh wait,
okay. Keep going.
I want more than Lucky Now.
I can't give you more than Lucky Now.
Mate, are you Googling, Adam?
No.
Are you Googling?
No.
If I was, I'd get them right.
I can see the mirror in your eyes.
Right.
You're looking at. You've got a little computer on the side of you. Like you're way too confident. Right, Punjab Super Kings. Have you said that?
Why did I not?
That's a good one.
Not Super Kings.
Punjab Kings 11. Punjab.
Kings 11, Punjab, or Punjab Kings, as they have been renamed for I think last year.
Punjab Kings.
So KXIP. So obviously, John, you're out and you're
I
doing
am
the quiz
out.
next week. But we'll carry on with Mutz and Adam and see who's the winner this week.
I'm going to go for Lucknow Super Giants.
Yes, not lucky now. Not lucky now, Super Giants.
Damn it. I was so
Right then.
close.
Back to Mutz.
Lucky now.
That's it.
My dad's from there as well. He's from around there. Anyway, Pune Warriors.
Pune Warriors, yeah, one of the defunct teams. That's
Nice.
impressive, Mutz.
Nice.
We still
I
got
can look
two
now.
from this year.
Look
left.
at Adam's face is all over this. He knows every
He
single.
knows.
Look
I'm
at
gonna, Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yeah, good man.
Oh god.
Back to Mutz. The pressure's on.
I'm looking now at the table.
There is still one
Gives-
team from this year left.
One team.
One
Give us a
team.
clue what it begins with. Come on.
He's
Look at Adam's eyes. He's looking somewhere.
Adam's allowed a clue next time, but it's Virat Kohli's team.
Oh, Bangalore Challengers, Royal Bangalore Challengers. Is that what they're called?
RCB.
RBC. RBC? Yeah, that's what they're called.
RCB. Royal Challengers
RCB.
Bangalore.
That's them. This is terrible, isn't it? I'm literally all of India. Any follower that I've got in India is going to not follow me anymore. You killed me, man. I like Virat Kohli, everyone.
Good. That's the Indian followers sorted.
I do, I promise.
Right, Adam, you're allowed one clue. Seems Mutz got one.
I can't think.
So,
you have to give
In
me the clue.
the years that CSK and Rajasthan were like not allowed to play because of betting or whatever they did, MS Dhoni played for one of these teams.
We've said Mumbai Indians.
We've said Mumbai Indians. It's a team that no longer exists. MS Dhoni played for them for 1 year when CSK weren't around.
What does it begin with? The letter.
But that's not a location,
All right.
so it doesn't help him.
Royal something, I reckon. I don't know why I'm helping you. Royal.
Oh,
Regal, Royal.
was it someone Superchargers?
Ooh.
Oh, it's very close. Very close to that.
Ranji Superchargers?
Oh, is it Ranchi? Ranchi is where he's from, isn't
No.
it? Ranchi is where he's from.
It was Rising
No, that's
Pune
not it.
Supergiant.
Ah,
So Mutz is a winner this week.
Winner.
So
Fair play.
just to complete
play.
the list, we had 3 left: Deccan
Careful.
Chargers, Koshi Tuskers, and
We've just-
Gujarat Lions.
And we've just
Gujarat
lost 1.5 billion followers.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Well done,
No
mate.
clue.
That's well.
So I'm going to be the IPL expert, am I?
Okay.
As soon
all
as John
over it.
came in with Lucky Now, it was
Lucky
it.
now it's gone.
All right. I've lost my IPL contract to umpire there as well. Then
That's probably put us to a 15 rating as well. The lucky
Yeah.
now.
Lucky now.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right, I'm looking forward to John's umpire signals.
I'll come up
quiz
with
next
yeah.
week.
It's going to be an umpiring quiz.
Unbelievable.
Is it the umpire episode next week? Next time.
Shall we make it the umpires?
Maybe we should
episode
make
next
it the
week?
umpire episode. Yeah.
We can do if you like.
I
Yeah.
like that.
then-
Umpires quiz. And
It's
then
going to be definitely an umpires quiz. I've got an idea already.
give
I
a man.
suggest you binge watch my content.
Or
You can't give us a quiz on the history of the cricket
Like,
umpire.
No.
when did the account start?
Yeah. No, I don't mean that. No.
Well, that's how to finish it. That's how to get rid of the number 11.
Just want to say thank you for watching. All our links will be in the description for all of our socials with the Cricket Casuals and all of the our own personal accounts. So mine, Cricket Umpire, My Side Cricket, Feed Buddy Batter, and Aidan's accounts. So make sure you do follow all of those and keep up to date with all of our content.